So, today I'm going to be attempting to build my first PC. Now, this isn't the first PC I've owned. I did buy a PC 6 years ago from Best Buy. One thing I learned, pre-builds from Best Buy aren't the strongest and most powerful things out there. I mean, I knew that already. The motherboard and the the power supply are the things that the manufacturers skimp out on. Give you the bare bones, they kind of skimp out on you with those things. So today, 6 years later, in the making, I'm gonna be building my first PC myself. I have all the components. Starting with this bad boy. AMD Ryzen 9 3900X 12 core, 24 thread processor, 3.8 gigahertz base, boosted up to a max of 4.6 gigahertz. And I know everybody's wondering,
why did you go with the 5900X?
Can you find one? I just went with what I could get. And I knew in the time before even Ryzen 5 series came out, that this was a really, really good one. You know, like 4K editing and, you know, some pretty decent gaming. As far as RAM, went with the Trident Z RGB DDR4, and these are two 32 gigabyte sticks, so going up to 64 gigabytes. I've never used a computer with 64 gigabytes of RAM. This is gonna be a breeze. Hopefully, I've done all this, you know, the research about doing this. And what this is gonna be booted off of, the Corsair 4 Series MP600, the NVM PCIe Gen 4. These babies, I've never used one of these. I'm really excited, and they're really good, very durable. Corsair, this is a great brand to use. Not sponsored. I don't know why that came out like I was sponsored. I'm a small YouTuber with 35 subscribers. Power supply, we're going with the Corsair. There's a lot of Corsair. RM750. Don't know what that means, but all I know is that it's good. And the motherboard of choice is the ASRock Tashi. I honestly don't know. But the X570 board. Got a whole gear in it and everything. And it lights up RGB. And I think you can set it, which I don't know if I'm gonna be able to figure that out. By the way, this is the first AMD build or AMD computer I've ever used in my life before, so this is gonna be interesting. I've never worked with AMD. Remember when I made that video just recently about the MSI Creator 15? And I complained about that, you know, scalpers be scalping, you can't find a graphics card anywhere? I found a graphics card. I think at the time, this one was retailed for like 900, but I found a really awesome dude. I don't know, I don't want to share his name because I don't know if he wants that. I found him on Discord because there's a whole Discord channel about finding graphics cards in a time of despair and desolate naturedness of not finding a graphics card. So this is the best I could find at a very decent price. This was $750. This is the MSI RTX 2080 Gaming X Trio. This is the standard version. This isn't the super version. I was looking for the super, but this one does have a capacity to overclock.
But what? Wait, you might ask. Where is this all gonna go?
This thing, big old case. It's actually a mid-sized case, but we don't need this right now. So, if you've ever watched a Linus Tech Tips video ever, or really any PC tech computer person on YouTube, you start with a motherboard. Here's a quick tip. Whenever you do anything like this, whether it's like a laptop even, you can either get those wrist straps that kind of ground you to things so you don't like electrically static anything and like destroy your motherboard or anything. If you don't have that, just like grab some metal or the computer case just to distribute static electricity so you don't short circuit anything. That's a no-no. So the cool thing about this CPU is this one actually comes with the cooler itself. It's not like the most cheapest, so you're gonna get something, but it's not the greatest if you're not doing like super intensive stuff. So since we're not overclocking anytime soon, I have to learn more about overclocking because I'm a noob about all this information. I don't know why this turned into me explaining how to build computers. I'm gonna stop doing that because I'm not the best person to do that. Check out Linus Tech Tips, Austin Evans, all the other people who do this. I feel like I'm gonna be like talked about on somebody's what not to do builds. I don't know if I cut anything out there, but everything's plugged in. I got the PCU plugged in. I got the PCU plugged into everything else. Cool little tidbit. If you don't have a graphics card like stabilization bar so it doesn't sag over time, a little trick that I've picked up on is kind of when you plug it in, have it come from above. So as it kind of pulls, it has some, you know, retention. Now it's for the moment of truth. Plugging the bad boy in. I'm terrified. It's on. Now we just gotta wait for it to post. You usually be, what, maybe a few seconds? When it doesn't post, that means something's not connected properly. Oh, wait. Oh, hello. It posted, right? Yes? What's happening? I don't know what's happening. I think I did it. That is one quiet machine. I did it! I built a PC. Oh, this is amazing. Ah, I love it. It's so beautiful. So I built a PC. I feel very happy and accomplished. I'm no longer a PC version anymore. Cut to tomorrow. So, finally a few weeks later, I finally got Windows installed. Everything seems to be working, but then I started having some issues. And I was just like, oh my god, this is the most expensive mistake I've ever made. But the issue that I was having last night honestly really freaked me out because the LED, and let me just show you. There's these little red LED lights down here that usually are there to tell you, like BIOS error codes. When I turned off the computer, when the computer was completely off, it would just show 00. I didn't know what that means. I thought it was like, oh great, something else is going on. So I looked it up 00 on motherboards, and usually that means the CPU or the motherboard is dead. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense because my computer is working right now. So I turned it back on, everything was working. You know what's crazy? I figured out the real issue. It's actually the monitor. I plugged in every other monitor, even the display port and every other monitor, and the numbers went off. It's only when I plugged this old button monitor in that the numbers were staying on. I think it's just an old monitor, there's some capacitor or something that's still holding charge or pushing charge through to the graphics card. I don't know, that's weird. I've never ever seen that happen before, but I think I solved the problem.